What's going on, Canes fans? I hope that you guys enjoyed that little puppet show to kick off this preview video. I would say that none of the puppets were harmed during that video, but I'd be lying. But before we dive into this one, I would like to make two brief announcements, and please don't skip these because they're very important. First off, don't forget that I go live right here on this channel every Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time to discuss the upcoming game on Saturday. And during that stream, I take phone calls from viewers. Yes, you. I give you the option to make an official score prediction for the game, and if you get it right, you win $200 cash. I'll PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, whatever you prefer to get you the money. But I'm actually going to up the ante starting this week for the Georgia Tech game and for the remainder of the regular season. If you get it right, you win $300 cash. So that's right, I'm going to throw on another $100 and let's do it. So don't forget to tune in this Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I would love to see you there. Second, I would like to give another huge shout out to all of the Canes fan members that you see on your screen right now for their love and support. All of these people right here have clicked the join button located beside the subscribe button, and that directly supports the channel. If you would like to consider doing that, you do get some cool perks. You get an actual Miami Hurricanes U beside your name, and you get access to some special emotes you can use during the live stream and some other really cool things. So again, you can do that by clicking the join button. It directly supports the channel, but do not feel obligated to do so. It's a pressure-free environment. But I wanted to give a shout out and thank all of those people for doing that because it helps so much. But either way, I just appreciate you guys for being here, watching the videos and the content, and just for being part of the family.
I got family.
So let's get into this. And first off, I want to talk about the Miami Hurricanes for just a second. So what a difficult team to cover this year. I mean, isn't that always the case with the Miami Hurricanes? I mean, the Canes started out 2-4, but have now won 2 straight games against top 20 teams. And I do believe that we can all agree that Miami has found a quarterback in Tyler Van Dyke. The man was named ACC Rookie of the Week for the second week in a row. Our O-line play has consistently gotten better, and although not perfect, the wide receiver group has been much more reliable this season than they were last year. And believe it or not, if Miami wins out the rest of the season and a few other things fall into place, aka some other ACC teams losing some ACC games, the ACC championship game is still an actual real possibility.
Say what?
Sounds crazy, I know, but it's true. But with all that being said, Miami's defense is still just giving up too many yards, and even our wins have been a little too close for comfort. Except, of course, for when we played that middle school from Connecticut. But, bro, Tyler Van Dyke is from Connecticut, so I ain't going to talk no trash. Now, when talking about Georgia Tech, this is a football team that is very difficult to understand. They definitely have a very athletic quarterback with Jeff Sims. He's actually second on the team in rushing, and he's picked up 4 touchdowns on the ground so far this season. The biggest takeaway for me personally on this team is the inconsistency. When we look back throughout their season so far this year, I mean, they lost to Clemson 14-8, but then they beat UNC 45-22, but then they lost to Virginia and Virginia Tech. Like, there is zero consistency there. Georgia Tech is currently sitting at 3-5, but are they better than their record shows? I'm not so sure. So let's take a look at the history between these two teams. Miami and Georgia Tech have faced off 25 times in total, with Georgia Tech actually leading that series 13-12. Our game last year was actually canceled due to COVID, but I'm sure all the Miami fans myself included, remember that matchup from 2019 when Georgia Tech won 28-21. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you, if you need a refresher, just YouTube it and check out the last few minutes of the game. Let's just say it's time for some payback. And now I'd like to take a moment and show you the average stats so far this season for both of these teams. Now, just keep in mind that I round up or down respectively, and I'm going to put a little graphic image up on the screen here so you can follow along. So, average points per game so far this season for Georgia Tech, 29, Miami, 33. Points allowed so far this season against them, Georgia Tech, 29, Miami, 31. Average yards per game so far this season, Georgia Tech 418, Miami 440, and average yards allowed against them per game, Georgia Tech 426 and Miami 415. So on paper for those specific stats, almost identical, very close. But now let's go ahead and transition over to 3 keys to a victory for both of these teams in this matchup, and I'm going to go ahead and kick it off with the Yellow Jackets. Number 1, Georgia Tech's pass defense is going to need to do a full 180 and find a way to step up in this game. Their defense actually has the worst coverage grade in the ACC. The Yellow Jackets are allowing 65% of passes to be completed so far this season. TBD for Miami, as we all know, is very accurate. So Georgia Tech is going to need to mix up their coverage and try to throw a curveball at Miami's young QB. Number 2, Georgia Tech has went for it 16 times. Yes, 16 times on 4th down. They've shown that they're not afraid to march their offense out onto the field and attempt to convert. The issue here is the reason why they've went for it so much is because their 3rd down efficiency is just that bad. They need to be aiming for 50% or higher 3rd down efficiency in this game. And lastly, take advantage of Miami's poor special teams coverage. Miami's kicking game is good. We all know that. But teams have been exploiting our coverage on kickoffs to set themselves up with some pretty good field position. And now moving on to 3 keys to a Miami Hurricanes victory in this matchup. And kicking it off at number 1. We know that Georgia Tech quarterback Jeff Sims poses a huge threat with his legs. Sound gap integrity to contain him will be crucial for Miami's defense in this one. Number 2, Miami needs to repeat what we did last week with plenty of yards after the catch. In the Pitt game, Miami's pass catchers racked up 291 total yards after the catch. We need more of that this week. And lastly, Miami needs to come out and start fast offensively like we did last week against Pitt and like we did against NC State. Let's play like our backs are still against the wall because, well, they are. That gave us a little cushion to work with last week, and it was kind of nice for a change. And now it's time for everyone's favorite part of the video, my score prediction for this game. And I must say, not to pat myself on the back here, but we were very, very close in the Pitt matchup. We were off by a combined total of like 5 or 6 points, something pretty wild. So we were very, very close in that one. But before we get into it, that's right, I'm gonna delay it. I'm gonna keep you on the edge of your seat. I would like to mention the ESPN matchup predictor in this game. They have Miami's win percentage chance coming in at 80.9% and Georgia Tech at 19.1%. So what is my official score prediction this week? A lot of people gave me a lot of flack last week because they said, Coop, you're predicting Miami to beat Pitt just because they beat NC State. I can't believe you're doing this. And they got the dub. We got it right. But Miami Hurricanes teams of the past, even when coming out and playing well consecutively for a couple of weeks, taking down big ranked opponents, usually after that, we tend to go down a slippery slope and things start to go downhill after that happens, as opposite as that sounds, right? My score prediction for this one, I'm going to give Miami 38. And I'm going to give the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets 20. That's right, I've got the Miami Hurricanes pulling out a pretty convincing win at Hard Rock Stadium by 18 points, 38-20 over Georgia Tech. I know that our last few wins have been close, but I feel like this is a team that our offense can truly flex on. We talked about Georgia Tech giving up a lot of plays, especially in the passing game, and we've found a quarterback in Tyler Van Dyke. So if the O-line can hold up, if we could possibly get a little bit of a run game going so they can respect that with Jalen Knighton, I think we can rack up. TVD could have 4+ touchdowns and another 400+ yard game against Georgia Tech. I feel like that we're starting to find our identity offensively with this team, and it's mostly because of Tyler Van Dyke with the style of quarterback that he is. And each and every game, each and every week that passes, he's getting more and more experience under his belt, and the game is starting to slow down for him. So yes, I'm actually very confident in this 38-20 score prediction. And no, it's not just because we beat Pitt. No, it's not just because we beat NC State. And no, this game won't be easy. I am a little bit worried about Jeff Sims. There have been a lot of times where we've struggled to contain dual threat quarterbacks, especially if he wants to bounce it to the outside, especially if they roll him out to the left or right a lot. So the defense is going to have to step up big time in this one, and we're going to need to get lots of pressure on him and maybe get a couple of picks. But I am very confident going into this game, and yeah, I think we can absolutely take care of business in this one. But that's going to be it for this preview video, guys. Make sure that you pretty please, with a cherry on top, Coach Coop is asking you to leave a comment on this video. I want to kind of gauge the interaction with the community here. Even if it's saying hi, hello, what's up, Coop, or leave a score prediction, or talk about this game, or the state of the program, or there's a lot of talks about Blake James and Manny Diaz right now, but we need to do a video on that. But the hype has been kind of low. And I'm surprised. I understand that we're a 50% team at this point, but we beat ranked opponents in back-to-back weeks. There's still a ton of things to talk about, whether you look at it as a good thing or a bad thing. There's a lot that we can talk about, and there is a lot to be excited about. So let me see. If this gets 3,000 views, let's see 2,000 comments. Is that possible? I don't know. Let's find out. Remember, though, guys, we're all one big happy college football family, but at the end of the day, I gotta say, it's always better when you get to rep the U. Coach Coop, peace out.